I think there's basically no chance that I'm going to be able to finish this but before the stewards kick me out, but I'll give it a go. Look, Liverpool are a great team. They're a class team, and yeah, they haven't been quite at their usual standards, but coming into this game I was realistic. I expected Liverpool to win, but I'm a bit disappointed about our performance in the second half. I asked myself the question at half time that if the second half goes exactly like the first half, when let's say we concede another goal but we try and defend really resolutely, and I see that from the team, then I won't have too many complaints. But what I think really disappoints me about today's game is that we come out in the second half and we just start making mistake after mistake after mistake, and you could see Liverpool's goal coming from our mistake, and it happened very soon into that second half. I was really hoping that we could keep it 1-0 until 15 minutes to go, and then that way you at least give yourself a chance of trying to get something out of the game. But when you make that many mistakes against a team this good, you're asking for trouble. And it was a difficult day at the office for some of these players today. Sambi Lokonga, I think, really struggled, and Nuno Tavares as well. I don't want to dig players out, and I don't want to start saying, oh, this player was at fault for this goal and all that sort of stuff, because they are young players, first season in the Premier League, so you're combining not only just inexperience in this league, you're combining inexperience just in their careers as a whole. It is obviously going to be tough for them. And then on top of that, you add into the mix that you're coming to one of the best teams, not just in the country but in the world. Let's not sleep on Liverpool. They are a brilliant team, and they deserved it today, man. They deserved to win, and I just wish that the margin of victory wasn't as big as what it was, and I feel like that's where we could have controlled things a little bit better. But the first 10 minutes of that second half is where we lost the game today.
You're gonna have to leave.
Told you. Let me finish this a bit after. Right, okay, so back to it, leaving the stadium. So yeah, the first kind of 10 minutes of that second half is where we lost it, and it's a learning curve. But I kind of said to myself before the game today that, look, if we lose the game today, I'm not going to throw my toys out the pram. All of a sudden, it's not doom and gloom. Our progress under Arteta, our season is not going to be determined by Liverpool away or games like Man City away. It's going to be determined by the 10 games that we've just had where we were unbeaten, where we're kind of playing the teams in and around us. And yeah, it's those games that we need to look at and kind of say, look, provided we win and do well in the vast majority of the games against the teams in and around us, we'll be fine this season. We'll make some progress under Mikel Arteta. We are miles behind Liverpool, and it's a long way away till we get to this level, and we can kind of come here expecting or really thinking that we should get something out of the game. Let's not forget, we have just gone 10 games unbeaten. So before you start, cussing Arteta again, he does deserve credit, he does deserve respect this season for what he's done. And listen, it doesn't mean to say, I always say this, I don't think that he's going to be the man long term to get us back to the glory days, but this one result doesn't mean that it's all him. And also I have to say as well that if I was Mikel Arteta, I'd be looking at the game today and I'd be thinking, was this because of me or was this because of the players? And really, when I look at it today, he didn't set us up to win. I don't understand. I can't articulate to anyone what our tactics were or what our plan was to get 3 points out of this game. I didn't see that, but I don't think he can be blamed for a lot of the sloppiness that was on show and a lot of the mistakes that the players made playing out the back. Playing out the back today, it looked like it's the first time we had done it. It looked like we were back to the experimental stage, and that was just very frustrating to see. The one thing I didn't see our players do today was kind of take ownership of that football and say, instead of just trying to get rid of it as quickly as I can because I'm being pressed, when there's space to turn and move into, go and do that. Give the opposition something to think about. I'd love to see the statistics for our ball carriers today. Who carried the ball most for us and how far did they carry it, and compare that to some averages, because I just feel like the players just weren't comfortable doing that. And maybe I shouldn't criticise our players, maybe that's like a credit to Liverpool that we should offer, because maybe they're just that good at their pressing, and they just deliver that sort of fear factor. They are brilliant disruptors to other teams' plans. So you can plan it all you like, but I guess Liverpool are just that good. And I have to say as well, look, selection-wise, I would have played Maitland-Niles over Lokonga. I was talking to Delu Daguna on his YouTube channel a few days ago. I would have played Lokonga over Maitland-Niles over Lokonga because of Maitland-Niles' performance against Watford, where he got man of the match. I also would have put Tierney back in the team. It's easy for me in hindsight to say, well, look, you know, Lokonga and Tavares weren't great. But the reality is, I don't think it really matters too much who you put out there today. Liverpool were going to beat us. They're just much better than us. And not only are they better than us, they were on form today as well. So that was an on-form Liverpool away fixture, and that's always going to be tough. But let's go back to what I said a few kind of weeks ago, where I said that there's 6 key games that Arsenal need to play. And the first one was Leicester, second one was Watford. This is the third out of the 6 key games. So far, I didn't expect to go and beat Leicester at that time. So far, I'd say we're still above expectation. I always thought we'd come and lose against Liverpool, and I would have taken 4 points out of those first 3. Draw at Leicester, win at Watford. So far, we're above the target. It's the next 3 games that are going to tell us everything we need to know. We've got Newcastle, Man U and Everton. United obviously lost today 4-1 to Watford. They should be there for us to beat. You know, they may well make changes, might be a different manager by the time we play them, but I still want to see Arsenal go in, take 3 points at Old Trafford. Everton, look, they are very inconsistent. I'm sure we can go and do something there. Let's judge the team after these 6 games, because this was expected. This does not mean doom and gloom. So head up, Arteta's still got some credit in the bank for what he's done so far this season, and let's go and see what we do in those last 3 games. Last thing I want to say, Aaron Ramsdale's save in that second half. I can't remember what minute it was in, around the 60-something minute. That, just give him the Ballon d'Or. Scrap the Ballon d'Or for goals. Give it to him for that save. Unbelievable save. In the stadium, people were shocked. So I don't know how it looked on TV, but watching that live, people were absolutely shocked that he managed to save that. I've got no idea, and I'm looking forward to seeing the replay. Also, one thing I love, and I'll pin the video onto this so you can watch it at the end of the video as well. Aaron Ramsdale came over, gave his shirt, you know, to one of the fans as well. You know, he's very hard not to like. Even though he conceded 4 today, I don't give him any blame. You know, obviously I'll have to watch the goals again. Maybe the first one could have done slightly better, but I give him barely any blame today. I thought he played really well, and that save, as I said, was absolutely phenomenal. So look, it's a long drive back now. You know, out at Liverpool. I'll pin that Ramsdale video at the end of this. But the one last thing I'm going to ask you all to do for me, do me a favour if you could be so kind to do so. A lot of people watch these videos, and I know a lot of you haven't subscribed to my channel. So if you can hit subscribe, I really want to get to 30k before the new year. So please make that happen. Thanks for watching once again. And listen, we'll be back against Newcastle with a victory. Hopefully go on another unbeaten run. Take care.